Welcome back to the world of Indian Trace museums. Displays, that is. Appreciate all the great comments on these setups. These represent, as I was at today, and real happy about it. Check these atlatl or these banner stones out. I found this one right here today. Of course you'll remember that, and that was on the video just before this. But just happy as can be about those. And the other one came from a very similar area. Channels. You can see how they do that. It would have been just such a nice piece. And it is. It's a great artifact. So what I wanted to do then, therefore, and I thought about it before I even found this, I said if I find a really great piece in a atlatl weight or banner stone is, as you see some of the others here on Indian Trace. These are pieces that came from Opening Sands, B&B Field, and Stonehill, which are all pretty much Mecca, but right around the outside peripheral, and a couple of really hot spots, as you can see. So I want to do a little bit of a tour and show you the different areas and maybe comment on exactly what locale they came from, just to show you that really it is one, as you're looking at here, it's one general area that is related to Mecca, but these definitely did not come off the same land as those points and artifacts yesterday at Mecca. They came specifically from different areas there. And we know how specifics in land areas can be. So, just a look at these very rare atlatl weights. Seen a couple before, just take a really close look at these. Look at the drilling on that one. Sort of would have been a moon, a crescent moon on that. Fantastic stuff. And I know you might have seen this arrow up front because this came from Opening Sands, this point. It's a Guildford. It was a Guildford round. Of course, since then it has found its home on this. And fantastic workmanship to haft it in. Kudos to Mike in Utah. And the end is adapted for an atlatl, or at least what we could best determine would have been. It's quite long, as an atlatl dart might have been, or a transitional dart. Goes all the way over there into the sink. Comes all the way back down here. Good stuff, right? Into a hafted quartz crystal Guildford that I found at Opening Sands. Where I was today, where I found this. Okay. No more confusion. Let's get this done. Of course, again, look at these quartz pieces. These quartz pieces right here, all the serrated ones, came from B&B Field, including these two little ones at the top. These two came from Opening Sands, where I was this morning and found that atlatl weight. So let's just take a look at these right off as quartz, because we're here. Now, the difference is on the other side of a pond and about 400 or 500 yards. And that's the difference of 100 yards from yesterday at Mecca. So Opening Sands and B&B Field are separated, by not a whole lot, but enough to make the land area specific and exact. And you really need to know that if you're collecting it. Because other than that, you could be in between them or checking some other land or fields and find absolutely nothing. We've all learned those principles. Principles of collecting, right? Those are great points. Again, those are from B&B Field. Right here, where I was today, isn't that funny? Very similar, and they're sugar quartz. Found those two pieces at Opening Sands. Of course, with this great half of atlatl weight. I haven't really looked at it much, and of course it hadn't been seen in about 5,000-6,000 years, my goodness. Back out, we sail out to B&B Field, which do work a little quartz, and I'm again surprised because take a look at this as I pan out. The majority of these points are not indigenous stone. They are rhyolite that has been the closest source, main source of rhyolite, of course, is the Uwharrie Mountains here in western North Carolina. So a lot of this is rhyolite. Let's go around and take a look at these from the outside groups first. in dual. These are great points. Stonehill points. What's Stonehill? Well, you're going to see what came off of Stonehill. It's not a whole lot in terms of the ones I kept as display quality pieces, but excellent artifacts. Now, granted, some of these are on film, some definitely are not. Here's a couple pieces. Now, the bottom piece here is from Opening Sands again. The top piece is from the other outside area, maybe 400 or 500 yards away from it, on the very back side, outside of Stonehill, which is outside Mecca. It's a huge land area that, was just full of ancient Indian life. Now, these 2 points. Very similar type of material, but these 2 points came from B&B Field. And that's only about 50 yards, 100 yards off of Mecca. And of course I would just say north of Mecca, which doesn't mean anything to all you guys, but just to give you an idea of the vicinity, because I've showed you Mecca and I'm showing you all the display quality stuff that comes off these sites. I mean, look at these. 2 great pieces of rhyolite. Found very close to each other, these two. Interesting that they have the same type of cortex left on them. I think they were made very similar, in a similar way. But because they're so old, I dare not say the same person made them. Can't do that. It's just too much time that could have transpired between these points being made. Styles slightly different. What's next here? Let's go up an awesome row. The 2 on the bottom came from Opening Sands. Excuse me, the 2 on the top pretty much came from Opening Sands. 2 on the bottom came from B&B Field, which you've heard mentioned on video. Early find, maybe 4 years ago, was this bifurcated archaic point. Fantastic piece of flint. Not commonly found around here. And then this, very porous material compared to the other, but worked with excellence. Love that point. Then of course a couple of these. Who doesn't love this type of point? I don't find many around here in eastern North Carolina, so I'm real happy when I do. But they just look great. Of course they go into my display quality stuff. As we save on time, let's skate around here, starting from right to left. This is a big, long point. See, it's probably 3.5 inches long. A Guildford that they just went ahead, straight based, and kept that side thing on there and just worked with it, whichever. And it just turned out to be a great artifact. I don't mind the stack on the back. It's a crazy piece, though. Found this at Opening Sands. Oh, my focus is not working. Let's look at the Guildford that came right from it, right near it. Another stack on this Guildford, but it certainly doesn't take away from it. From doing its job, I'm sure it was hafted in right there and it was ready to go. Alright, I'm trailing my time looking at it here so I don't get cut off. Look at the size of this point. Found at Opening Sands as well. Never found anything like it. It's huge. Absolutely huge. How big? To give you an idea with my hand, goes across the whole thing. I'm hot. My hands are red. Look at this thing. Can you imagine? Don't even know what that's about. But you can't leave it out there, right? And then, yeah, you saw that. Let's look at these couple at the top, and we got to finish up within the next minute. Recent find on the right. Opening Sands, both of these close to each other. That means because it's only about 100 yards by 100 yards. And then another 2 from the same exact location, Opening Sands. And I had to figure I'd make this video today because I found that atlatl weight banner stone, whichever anybody wants to call it. Great relief on this one. A little bit of serrations, really like that point. A lot of people said they like this point because it is beveled on both sides, ground heavily at the bottom. And to finish, of course, this was found at Stonehill. right outside Mecca, right near all these sites. G10, incredible point. And people wonder, well, is the back is awesome and demanding as that? Yeah. No problems with it at all. I mean to tell you, right? So all in all, that is the areas outside Mecca. Good look at them. For those who love quartz, gives a little bit of quartz. I think this is going to cut off. But all in all, I'll finish with this. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. And it's a good look at it. That right there, that's Indian Trace. Have a great one. I hope your spring is fantastic.